I'm not gonna lie. This next news story is probably the one I'm most excited to talk about today. And it's also the most out of left field, but not out of left field, and I'll explain why for both. The Lego movie directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, are apparently in talks to direct a Universal Monster movie starring Channing Tatum. So my initial reaction is, okay, it's Lord and Miller. This movie has to be a comedy, right? Like, they're the comedy guys. Lego movie, great. Love both the Jump Street movies. Love the First Quality with a Chance of Meatballs. So this has to be a comedy, right? Also, as soon as you say the words Universal Monsters, don't care. I'm there in a heartbeat. That's just my thing. I've even seen the Benicio del Toro Wolfman. I
Yep.
love it. It's not that bad. Just the CGI is awful, but the rest of the movie's not that bad. And I don't think Channing Tatum's that bad of an actor, especially working with Lord and Miller. Like, to me, he was just a teenage heartthrob, whatever, in a lot of movies until I saw him in Jump Street, in which case, oh my gosh, it's been a long time since someone made me laugh as hard as he did. Especially there's one scene in 22 Jump Street. For those that know it, when he finds out what Jonah Hill's been doing with the captain's daughter, oh my gosh, I legitimately had tears in my eyes from laughing so hard the first time I saw that in theaters. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum have great chemistry. Now, I have a theory. It's just a theory as to what movie that might be. But before I get into that and hold you all in suspense, Michael, you see that the Lego movie guys are doing a Universal Monster movie with the guy from Magic Mike. What you thinking?
Well, I mean, it's certainly interesting ensemble so far. Not unlike what we're going to talk about later with our creations for this week. I do enjoy any good monster film. I'm a sucker for that as well. So I'm already interested just as much as you are. Universal Monsters, okay. I'm already intrigued. And then you put on qualified actor or qualified directors. Okay, good. All right, this is getting better. And then an actor that is capable. Okay, even better. Now, for me, I'm sold so far. I will continue listening. If I was in the pitch meeting, I would say, so and so, please continue. You have my full and undivided attention. Now, depends on what they're trying to pitch, though. Now you have like the actual content, which is unknown. We don't know what they're pitching, which is I bet what you're going to try to hold me in suspense for. Because my question to you, Nate, is what are they most likely to do? I don't know that universe as well as you do, so like you're going to have to sell me on the content here.
I know a lot of people will go to the obvious of like, maybe it's a Frankenstein movie or a Dracula. We can't do Invisible Man because we just did that. And I said it wasn't surprising because Universal, since Invisible Man did so well, they're just like, you'll get a monster movie, you get a monster movie, you get a monster movie. But unlike the Tom Cruise The Mummy, which is the worst movie of 2017, I hate that movie so much. It's so bad. Unlike that, they're not trying to make these movies connected anymore. It's basically, if there's a talented director with a good movie, sure, you can make this movie. Like we're getting a new Dracula movie by Karen Kusama, who did Jennifer's Body. There's rumors of John Krasinski doing a Brides of Dracula movie. I'm okay with this. And I'll tell you who I think they're doing. I don't think they're going with any of the conventional Universal monsters. I think this is going to be a Jekyll and Hyde movie. I would not be surprised if Channing Tatum is a Mr. Hyde type character, the good looking serial killer type, to a maybe like a Jonah Hill type Dr. Jekyll. Of he drinks this potion and becomes the good looking Channing Tatum, but when he does, one, it freaks him out. And there's where the comedy comes in, but also he's got this bloodlust. I can see Channing Tatum as a villain. He went to a very dark place for Foxcatcher, which, spoiler alert, Foxcatcher will not be the last time we talk about that. This will not be the last time we talk about Foxcatcher today in this episode. I like Channing Tatum as an actor. I just think this is going to be an unconventional pick for them. When I saw this, it's racked my brain for a little bit going, what would they do? And then just the more I look at Channing Tatum and the reputation that is Channing Tatum, and I go, I just smell Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde here. It's a franchise or story that we haven't heard in a while. It's one of the often overlooked Universal monsters. And I think there's a lot of interesting, both dark but also comedic elements that you can glean from that. If nothing else, Lord and Miller are excellent with comedy. There's nothing to base this on. This is just my out of left field pick. I just see Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for some reason in this.
Yeah, that's very intriguing, and something that I'd be interested in. I can see that particular role. I mean, because honestly, when was the last time we saw Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like portrayed in film or any small screen?
Oh gosh, it's been a very long time.
Was it honestly The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Oh, that I don't know what movie you're talking about. That movie doesn't exist.
That's funny. I mean, that's the only time. Of course, he was like a Hulk type of creature there. I guess I don't know a whole lot.
Oh no, he was in Van Helsing. He was in Van Helsing.
Oh, was he? Okay. Well, who is the? I mean, I guess Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, what is? I know the lore, but he doesn't actually turn into like a monster, does he? Like, what's the?
He basically, like, when he drinks the potion, he becomes a separate... It's basically Hulk before Hulk, except instead of getting angry, it's whenever he drinks the potion, and he has no memory of being Mr. Hyde, basically. Also, for those that remember, it created that traumatizing episode of Arthur with the library episode. Jekyll, Jekyll, hi, Jekyll, hi, Jekyll, 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 hi, Jekyll, hi.
That is, are you talking about the TV show with Arthur?
Yeah, man, that episode was terrifying.
Oh, I don't.
That's the one when Brain.
I wasn't the biggest Arthur.
Oh yeah, that's when Brain gets a library card and discovers horror.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that. Sorry, I was more of a Zoom-boomafoo fan myself.
See, Zoom or Zaboomafoo?
Interesting. Zaboomafoo, Animal Junction,
Yeah,
Zabu the lemur.
You were breaking up a little bit, so I couldn't tell if you said Zaboomafoo or Zoom, because both of them are great.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
But yeah, I see
wonderful internet.
I see Jekyll and Hyde in this, because everything else is kind of being in some form of development. Like I said, Dracula's coming. Some form of a Frankenstein is coming. Some form of a Bride of Frankenstein is coming. And unfortunately, we're not getting a Guillermo del Toro Creature from the Black Lagoon, as much as I desperately want that, because there's no one more qualified than he, even though he already made The Shape of Water, which is basically the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now,
which that by the way, I've never seen that, so I would love to see, because like the Creature of the Black Lagoon, like that is due for, oh my gosh, I would see that in a heartbeat if they remade that right now.